What's up, guys? This is Kevin from Cinephellas. I am currently on vacation in Orlando. It's beautiful behind me. It's a nice 80 degrees as opposed to like 40 degrees when I left New York. But not here to talk about the weather. I am here to talk about the last seven movies that I watched. So we're going to start off with the fact that all these movies I watched on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is a great service. Definitely check it out. You get free shipping if you basically subscribe to the movie part of it and the shows. There are some good shows. You got the Marvelous Miss Maisel. So the first movie I watched from there was Sonic 2. Now, Sonic 2 is the sequel to the 2020 movie based upon the video game. And, it's more of the same. The family aspect of the movie is pretty damn good. Ben Schwartz, I do like him as Sonic. I really do. Like, Sonic didn't really have a personality besides being mischievous in the game, and he is mischievous in the movie, excuse me. But it is a really good performance. But you got Tails too, you got Knuckles. They're good additions. Idris Elba basically he provides the voice for Knuckles, and I forgot the voice actress who does Tails, but it's a good performance. I enjoy both those roles. But let me tell you something, Jim Carrey as Robotnik or Egghead as he's called in the movie. I don't like it. I don't like. I think it's just too over the top. It reminds me of my dad when I was obsessed with Jim Carrey when I was a kid. My dad used to like, oh, he's such an asshole. He's over the top. But yeah, I agree with him in this aspect of the movie. I don't like him as Robotnik. I think he's too over the top. I don't really think he physically is a good Robotnik. If I was to choose a Robotnik, and I think the guy could do it, I think Paul Giamatti would basically do a good job with that role. So, I give Sonic three hedgehog hair pieces out of five. Now, the next one, for you people who are fans of The Office, BJ Novak, who was a writer on many of the episodes and starred as Ryan, the very shallow and snobby character. Sure, BJ Novak's a good guy. Well, he cashed in his checks and his fame to direct and write a movie called Vengeance. Vengeance has his character basically going out in Texas. He is a writer slash podcaster, and he's looking for his next big story. He gets a call from the family saying, his girlfriend's has been killed. So he goes down there to investigate, mainly for selfish reasons, because the girl and him were not dating. They were just basically friends with benefits. But the family is convinced that this was the man of her dreams. This was the boyfriend. This was the one that she was going to marry. He does a pretty damn good job with the writing and directing this movie. I really liked what he did here. There's a lot of twists, there's a lot of turns, a lot of social commentary about everything. Two things I liked about this movie were Roy Holbrook from Logan and countless other movies. So he usually plays like the tough guy. Here he's playing kind of like a dim-witted brother type. He still has that toughness with him, but it's layered with a little bit of, I guess, absent-mindedness or dim-wittedness, as I just said. And then you got Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher is pretty damn good in this movie. He plays one of the suspects, and he's a music producer, and I really enjoyed him here. I think he's very, very good here, and it's a very good movie. I really was taken aback by this movie, how good it was. It was recommended to me, and I wanted to watch it since I was on the Amazon kick. I'll give him this one for BJ Novak hair pieces out of five. Now, the next one stars Academy Award winner Mark Rylance. Mark Rylance won in 2015 for Bridge of Spies. And here in the outfit, he is playing a suit cutter, not a tailor, a cutter that he corrects many people many times in the film. He gets entangled with 1950s mobsters. It takes place in Chicago. It's very much like a stage play. The entirety of the movie takes place in the shop where he works. He gets entangled with the mob. Zoe Deutsch does really good work, but there was an actor called Simon Russell Beale. He plays kind of like I don't think he's a mob boss, but I think he's pretty high up. And I thought he was great. I thought he had limited screen time, but he made the most of it. The movie is twisty and turny, also like Vengeance, and the ending's pretty cool. Rylance is always great. He's very good at playing very unassuming characters. You know, look at him, you don't think much of him, but then as the movie unfolds, you find out more. It's a very good movie, and I give this 4 hair pieces out of 5. Yeah, so definitely check it out. Idris Elba was in Sonic. Idris Elba was also in Beast, a movie that just I don't know why he did this. It's a very mundane movie. It's very basic. Yeah, the animation on the lions are pretty cool and the other animals, but it's just stuff that we've seen before 100 times, like over and over. You know, Ghost of the Darkness did this really, a lot better. Yeah, but Elba's good. He keeps you guys. He keeps keeps the movie going forward. Sharlto Copley from Chappie and District 9, he's here too. He does pretty good work, but they're not really given that much material to work with. You know, it's a very basic movie and it's kind of a drag. It's boring, even though it's like, I think, an hour and 40 minutes. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Idris. This movie is getting 2.5 Idris Elba hair pieces out of 5. 5 is Ambulance. Michael Bay and our relationship is shaky. There are times Bad Boy, like movies like Bad Boys I love, but there are other movies like Transformers that are just so loud and obnoxious. And so I wasn't really looking forward to watching this movie. But this time he has Jake Gyllenhaal. He has Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and Isa Gonzalez. All know what kind of film they're in, all basically put in very chaotic and over-the-top performances, especially Gyllenhaal, who's slowly becoming a really cool actor. He could really do anything. You could put him in any genre. So that's why I'm really looking forward to what he does with Roadhouse. I don't know if you guys seen the footage of him at the UFC fight. He looks jacked. He looks ready to fight. Let's see what he can do. I'm basically in on it. But Ambulance is a pretty cool movie. I liked it. Bay utilizes drone technology here, and the result is pretty cool. There are some shots in this movie that I really, really liked and really work and really add to the thrills of the movie. But it still has those Michael Bayisms. I'm not going to list them. You know what they are. But it's a good movie. It surprised me, maybe because I walked in there with really low expectations. So I'm giving this one 3.5 out of 5 hair pieces. Next one is 13 Lives. The 13 Lives is based on a true story of a soccer team from Asia who went exploring in caves in their local community, and they got lost. They got trapped because there was a surge of water and they can't get out. The tunnel system is incredibly long, incredibly shallow, and no one can get them out. So they call Colin Farrell, Viggo Mortensen, Joel Egerton to help along with the country's divers to get these kids out. Those 3 actors are pretty big actors, but they kind of pull back on their star power. This is not a showy movie. They're not showy in this movie. And I appreciate them doing that with these performances. Ron Howard did this. Ron Howard's a very reliable director. He can make something out of nothing. He can fix stuff like he did 2018's Solo, which I thought was a pretty good movie, despite the controversy and the mess behind the scenes that was going on. 13 Lives is the ultimate dad movie. That's not a knock against it. It's something my dad would have loved. And I think every dad, if I recommended this, they'd be like, yo, that's a great movie. It's thrilling. And I like the direction Ron Howard had, and I like the performances. And I heard this movie was an Oscar hopeful. I don't think it's that good, but I think it's a very good movie. It's a great way to pass time. I watched it playing yesterday. It kept me entertained. So I'm giving this 4 out of 5 Viggo Mortensen hair pieces. Now, the last movie I want to talk about is something that I really enjoyed that I did not think I was going to enjoy. It is called Honk for Jesus to Save Your Soul. It stars Sterling K. Brown as a pastor who is basically down, really, really down in his luck. It's a lot of controversy. He lost a lot of his followers. He lost his church. And his wife is played by Regina King. Now, Regina King in this movie is incredible. It is such a great performance. This was kind of marketed as a comedy, and there are comedic elements in this movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's very dark and it's satirical. And I think they should have brought that out in the marketing even more. it doesn't really go exactly where you think it's gonna go. It's bold, it has balls, and I love movies with balls that basically, you know, subvert the expectations of the viewers. And again, I'm just gonna keep, giving praise to Regina King. Regina King in this movie is incredible. I think she should have been in running for Best Actress. I think it should have been Detweiler, Davis, and King. It's King. It's a great performance. There's so much facial acting going on with her at points. We all know that she can do the comedy. I don't know what the hell that was. Sorry. We know Regina King can do the comedy. That's not like a something that's questionable. But she does really well with the internal struggle of this character, which is a wife standing by her man. I recommend you try it. You may not like it. There's certain aspects of the film I wasn't really that thrilled with. It starts off like a mock film, like a mockumentary, but then it goes back and forth with like basic, regular filmmaking and mockumentary. I think they should have stuck with the mockumentary, but that's a slight dig against this film. I really liked it. I really recommend this movie. I'm giving this one four four out of five Regina Hall or Sterling K. Brown hairpieces. You decide which one. But that's the seven with Kevin. And I'll be back soon enough with more movies to talk about. Visit the site. We always love hearing from our fans. Debate us. Maybe these seven movies I was talking about. Maybe you thought some were really good. Maybe you thought Beast was great. Like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I am Kevin Muller from Cinephellas, and as we say on the site, cheers.